Bulwark is nutty with Valks, that's about it. Yeah, look, it's not a conventional colour combo. Valks is just best served as mono, basically. Any splashes kind of reduces it. Also, Grease Monkey isn't good. This is very much a... This is what we have. Yeah, now, see, I have a few ideas for the second academy to provide a little more information. I'm looking at trying to fit names, ranks, deck list, game, and my face on the same screen. But we can talk about that after. For now, we have additional versus malicious. It would help if I stopped trying to press that button. Alright, let's move on. Burns the Brainstorm, absolutely. You don't need card draw this early. Field of Poppies. Field of Poppies isn't great. Fragile is decent, but I'd rather just get a +1/+1. Just saying. Just saying. And yeah, he's got triple double yellow in hand with not fantastic blue cards. Valkyrie Tough is a decent double blue drop, but to burn that, because he's going to play that first turn, because it's only one drop, he's going to burn both of those. That and that are the only halfway reasonable cards in his blue. Yeah. Number one thing, Malicious, if you're watching this, my friend, deck. You need to just... more cohesive. You've got a lot of ideas, you need to boil it down. If you play Poppy turn 1, I'd play it on turn 2 or 6 close to the board space. Playing it mid is all. Yeah. Poppy is almost something you play later as a combat trick, right? It's like, haha, surprise, fragile. The trades are now no longer as bad as they were going to be. It's not something I feel like you play out early, like a speedway or like circuits. I am so sorry. Hold on. Alright. Ice Spike, Rune of Denial. I'll be interested to see how many of those he has. I don't mind a Rune of Denial. A text splash, absolutely. Choice. I'm interested to see if this is just all fathers. Mend is weird. I think he's attempting some sort of like enchantment value thing with Journey and just thinking like Mend can keep... The problem is this game revolves around, can you kill the creature in one turn? No? Do something else. That's very general. But a lot of how the game is runs around that, right? So, Mend doesn't have a ton of purpose outside of like the most defendy, just stall you right to hell decks. Mend Yahui, absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Breath of Wintertide is the most shocking card here, but maybe here's Maelstrom to try and pull it off. Yeah. Let's not rip the guy too badly. Okay, he's got a Volcanic Cruci. He's got something. He burns the volcano. I mean, it's reasonable to burn the volcano. Yeah, he plays that. That's good. That keeps Tailroot in hand. Hopefully he realizes that's the best play here. He doesn't have a 2-drop, so he does the Smite. Absolutely. Plays the Valkyrie Tough. Burning a Valkyrie Tough. Okay. No. I would have burned the Breath of Wintertide. The rest of here isn't, like, these aren't bodies. You've got 3 cards in hand that aren't bodies. One that is a body that is very quickly getting outclassed. One which is a body which is only good on enchantments, which you don't have in hand. Right? Bodies. Bodies. Especially with Valkyries, bodies are key. Breath of Wintertide, you should have just burnt that for your blue. I'd love to see what his mana curve is in this deck, just as to why he doesn't have a 2 play. Second Field of Poppies. And drop me a bit. Okay. He's sacrificing the early game. Basically, at the moment, additional's just lucky. If I had to... I mean, we faced this last night on the stream, right? Every time I have to face like 3 turns of not doing something or playing something like a Field of Poppies, that's effectively not doing something, I start to get twitchy. It starts to be not great. Yeah. He's just lucky that there's very little tempo coming from Malicious. Okay. He can't Serpent on curve, which is a shame. But yeah, and this is the kind of awkward thing. You've got your best 2-drop is a double, then one of your better 3-drops is a double of the opposite colour. So there is a gem management problem there. It's one of the reasons I don't run both Ghoul and Recruiter in the same deck if I'm doing something like orange yellow, because it can just screw with your colour balance a bit. Orange red, I think, is more the case I was doing that in. I don't think this is... this is, like I said, this is very much just what I have. I think Malicious is very much one of the newest players. So this is where I want to try and help the most. I mean, we're already looking at 2 enormous bodies, which is a huge... I don't hate that as an idea. Okay, he's got a health lead. As long as he can keep throwing a chunk locker under this, which is not overrun, and get a semi-reasonable body under that once or twice, I get why he's putting that there. That is a damage race. Sure, absolutely. You're 7 health up on the guy. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. The Valkyrie tough over there as well is uncontested. Absolutely. Now, he just drew Cataclysm, which is, let's be honest, a bad card. I feel like this is just a bit of... I don't know whether this is what I have or if it's reach. If that's the whole idea of what he's trying to do, like Thunderclap and just board clear and reach and Maelstrom, not Cataclysm. I'm an idiot. Never mind, that is the 1 damage pinger. Okay, so interesting. He's trying to do like a Field of Poppies Maelstrom clearer. Interesting. I mean, it's not something that would reach champion, but at this rank, certainly fun. And the good thing here is he got the start that he needed for something like that to be really optimal. Doesn't play it though. In fact, he burns it. Yeah, sweet. But Maelstrom isn't that bad in a deck like that. Honestly, should work on enchant placement though. It's essential. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with it in the slightest. Yes, he should have placed the Fields of Poppies further apart, much like we saw in the second match. We've got an overlap. Whereas if we didn't, he has 2 different places he can, well, 4 essentially different places he can put the Maelstrom for different levels of effect. Absolutely. That's too big brain for me, that's for sure. This is one of those decks where if it sets up, it's actually going to be kind of potent. The problem is it's only going to set up successfully 2 out of every 5 attempts, sort of deal. And that's not reliable enough for climbing play, outside of like a circle. That swings through, gets rid of the Drumnir Band. And your Breath of Winter Tides to give them fragile... Okay, no. Bow bow. What he should have done is... Oh no, I guess I get it. The unfortunate thing is the snake was summoned, right? So he doesn't have the ability to move across, because the best case scenario here would be snake there, Valkyrie there. But he doesn't have that option. Is that the best choice? I mean, yes. At the end of the day, that's probably the best defensive choice there. But that's going to go through and kill that, then that's going to overrun for more value. The snake is just unfortunate. See, sometimes, just sometimes, Snake Den can do more damage than good. Because it gives someone a reliable, low defense overrun. Sometimes you don't want to play it, especially if you're not speccing into it. If you don't have Olamarings, if you don't have Singing Stones, if you don't have the relevant buffs for the snakes, it's kind of not a good card. Okay, get some Maelstrom back, sure. Field of Poppies goes down, so now we've got Fragile across the whole board. We get a Rune of Denial to F off the snake permanently, beautiful. That goes through for the max overrun. That kills so that survives, absolutely. Stone Mother gets burnt, Volcanic Rissy comes out. That swings there. Volcanic Rissy serves as the block, gets him to 4 health. Okay. Fort Lightning goes down to kill that, which keeps him alive. That would have kept him alive, but the Volcanic Rissy, does that have Overrun? Denial before attack is wrong, drops a damage. Let's go back a moment. Not maximum overrun. Yes. Yeah, true. He denied himself a damage. Whether that makes a difference, I don't know. But that's an excellent point. You have to factor in things like Slayer, things like basically Slayer and Fragile when doing overrun and focused. Those three. Plays that down, yeah, it's Blast 4, that's right. He does the Fort Lightning. Does that trace. Now, this is a perfect example of trade on your turns. He doesn't know what he's got in hand, but he has Demolition Speedway. Demolition Speedway would have been lethal. This is a 100% perfect example of don't let him be the proactive one. Make the choice yourself. Take it off the board. That way he can't do some fancy bullshit to it and win with it. That way it can't get goddamn Godfather's Horn, for example. Right? Perfect example. He would have won there if he didn't drop the 1 damage. I'm not surprised. Okay, draws Grease Monkey. He'll play Grease Monkey. Oh, I mean, he's just going to dump his hand. Okay, could have put that one over, so that was affecting that, but okay. Oh, and he just draws a Volcanic Rissy. Top deck for the win! That was a lot closer than I expected it to be. That was really interesting. Malicious made 100% the right choice with the damage race, right? So let's give the boy his victory screen. Additional wins. There we go. Now, this right here is the best decision Malicious makes all game. Best decision he made all game. If I can just slow those down and he can't contest these two for even like 2 turns, I can get through. Mal1 here. Hey, dude. I'm used to those races having placed a ton of Face Hunter in HS. What? What? Hearthstone, I assume. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that boy, best decision you made all game. Yeah, that was interesting. I did not expect you to get that close. The deck isn't fantastic. It's very disjointed. Tell me, is this just a bit of a it's what I have deck? Yeah, he could have played Red too. True. It's mostly what I have. Yeah, absolutely. It definitely felt like it. Considering that the deck is really quite bad, and that's no fault of yours, you did really well against a fair bit more cohesive deck. Like, it's got an idea to it. It's not the most powerful idea in the world. but it's definitely not a bad one. And it's got some core elements. It's got collar box. It's got Draupnir bands. It's got good large bodies on it. Yeah, it's... You did well. You did well to get that close. And it's... I would have been super interested to see if he could have pulled it out if he hadn't have drawn the Volcanic Rissy. That was just a super unfortunate top deck for him. That was a bad play by additional like we've discussed. Yeah. Anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the official matches of the